Hi, I'm Kristy.
And I'm Courtney, and we're Heard at the Bar.
Heard at the Bar. Welcome. Holiday edition.
Yes, this is the holiday edition. It is just after Christmas. So
yeah, we survived.
Yes, we survived.
We did do a taping just before Christmas where we talked about the preparation before Christmas and how much work it is as a mom to get ready for Christmas. It was very scandalous. It was banned because we may have spoke too many truths.
Too many truths about Christmas.
About Christmas, yeah. So the man is keeping us down. Doesn't want the world to know how hard a woman works.
Oh, so funny, yes.
Magical.
Yeah, I tried to upload the podcast, and the morning I got a notification that we had violated some terms. And I think it's what we're classified under for our podcast is family and things, because that's what we talk about. Unfortunately, it was not a kid-friendly episode, and there was no way to indicate that it was not kid-friendly because just most of the notations when you're uploading a podcast, in case you didn't know, basically ask, is it for kids? And we say no, but there's no way to put like warning, no kids, like this is not safe for children. Even though I know it sounds really bad, like this is not safe for children. It wasn't dirty by any means. We didn't swear or anything like that. It was
I may have sworn though. I could have sworn.
Yeah, you might have, but
I've been known to.
More just a lot of parental truths that
yeah
we violated. So we'll talk a little bit about just what we were trying to get across in this, and we will be very mindful not to violate those terms this time. But this is actually the first time I've seen Kristy since Christmas.
Yes, and Oliver. And Oliver is wound up because I've chilled for the last 2 days. Boxing Day and yesterday I did really nothing. And this guy he's hyper. He's excited that Courtney's here. He wants to be a part of everything right now. So this will be interesting how many barks and growls we hear in the background. And if you're watching me on video, you're going to see me being yanked off screen quite a bit as he pulls on me.
So how was your Christmas? How was your holidays?
It was good. So we talked about this in the band podcast, the scandalous one. So it's a different type of Christmas for me. I'm recently, it's been a year since I've not lived with my husband. We are separated, and why am I struggling so much?
I don't know.
Guys, part of it is because I'm being distracted by a dog, and this isn't working for me. I'm trying to talk serious. Monday's busy. We're working now. You guys, good boy. So it's different, right? Because it's not what I've had for the last almost 30 years. So the way that it works is my daughters, I have two, they went off to my husband's place on Friday night. And I went to, thank goodness, my group of friends have for years had a Christmas Eve party. So I went to that and had a lovely time. And then everybody came over here. My girls came over here on Christmas Day in the afternoon. And we painted, we ate, we laughed a lot. So the one thing that they got me, which I need to publicly apologize to my neighbors. They got me a karaoke machine.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did. Mama loves some karaoke. I've only done it once in public, if you can believe it.
Really?
Yeah, that time that I did it with the studio was the first time I'd ever done it in public.
Yeah.
Yep, only time. But I love to sing. So they got me a karaoke machine. But the funny part was Scott, Kayla's partner, decided to call bingo cards with the microphone. Oh boy.
Can you do the blah?
Oh, well, he had it down pat. He went to like we've got a bingo call.
Yeah.
Uh, one moment while we verify whether it's a true bingo.
I love it.
It was so funny. So we had a great time. How
I
about
love
you?
it.
You had a full house.
I had a full house, yeah. So our billet Max is from Russia, so obviously there wasn't enough time for him to travel home to Russia, and he didn't get his visa for the States, so he couldn't go with his agent and a whole bunch of other Russian players down to Miami. So he was going to stay with us. We found about a week before Christmas, I guess, that he was going to be with us for Christmas. So I made him a stocking, put his name on it, decorated it, all that stuff. And then his best friend, who plays in Victoriaville, Quebec, he's a hockey player, but he plays there. He actually traveled to the airport on the Saturday before Christmas to fly to Miami with all the rest of the guys, and was denied. His visa got denied, and he was told like 2 hours in advance of the flight, come to the airport. We need to talk to you about some things. He said he wasn't given a reason or anything like that. They just denied him.
Right.
And so I'm teaching class at the studio, and I get a message from Max being like, "Can Egor come stay with us for the holidays?" And I was like, "Of course he can." And I was in the middle of class, so I was like, "Yeah, just let me know the details, you know." And I get a message that's like, can you pick him up at the airport in Toronto? And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
when? When do I need to pick him up? And he's like, "I'll let you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, let me know the details." Cause I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll have Robert Q pick him up or something like that. Like, I'm like, this is a lot last second kind of thing.
So Toronto from us is a 2 hour drive.
So
But in good traffic.
in good traffic, yes, in good weather.
In good weather, it can be ridiculous. It can be like, yeah.
Yeah, it can be really bad. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah. And I'm figuring, okay, meanwhile, I'm about to teach another class. So I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out later. So I get out of the class and I get a message. His flight lands at 9:20 and it's noon. And I'm like, what day? And Max says, today. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this boy is coming now. Okay, good stuff. I'll figure it out. So I leave the studio, go to the dollar store, get a stocking for Egor. And then I'm like, okay. So I'm going home and I'm trying to figure this out because Max is actually now on a bus going with the team to Barrie for their last pre-holiday game. So he's not even around. I don't know this boy. I've heard of him. I've watched him play on TV because he was in.
Who does he play for?
He plays for Victoriaville, but he was one of the top prospects. So we watched him in the CHL prospects game. So I knew of him, but not who he was.
Right.
So I just said to Max, give him my number. So then Igor's very polite, texting me, keeping me up to date. I'll have to say he actually is way more communicative than Max is. So yeah, it was great. He kept me up to date, told me his flight. His agent booked him to fly into London, which was amazing. So,
good.
Yeah, so that the airport is only 15 minutes from our house. So it was super easy. Poor kid. So he was at the airport in Montreal at 2 a.m. His flight to London got changed from 2 p.m. to 5. So, well, and actually, technically, that was Montreal to Toronto. Then his flight to London was delayed until 10:30 at night. So he didn't actually get into London until 11:30. And then the plane couldn't land because there was a deer or something on the runway. So it had to go up in the air again and circle the London airport before landing.
Small town.
Oh my God, it was so small town.
And our airport is an international airport.
It's a bigger airport. Like, it's not tiny. So I'm sitting in it and we're just sitting there being like, okay, it says the plane is here. Where is we're waiting 20 minutes. So then a flight person came out and goes, something prevented them from landing on the runway. It's usually a deer. So they were like, so they had to circle before they could land again. So
this is a common problem. I've never heard of this before.
Never heard of it either. So anyways, he's down. We get home. It's like midnight. Get him into the house, feed him, all that good stuff. So the poor kid is in an airport all day, like probably having snack foods, like not really actual food. So fed him. By like 1:15, I could not stay up any longer. Max wasn't home yet. And I said to Egor, I'm so sorry to leave you, but I got to go to bed. I'm tired. So he was like, oh, no problem, no problem. So left him. Max came home like maybe 15 minutes later, I guess, but I didn't know it. And that actual night was Max's first OHL fight in the game against Barrie. So that was his first time fighting in the OHL. So
There's some this going last time I saw him.
he didn't like fight. Like this is literally like,
okay. So he came home bruised?
Boom, boom. His hand, he had a cut on his face. His poor mom messages me. So she literally, the next day I got up at 7. I can't even remember what was going on the Sunday before. You know what? No, that wasn't the day we taped. Something was going on because I was up early anyways. Like 7:21, I reposted the fight on my Instagram, and Max's mom is right in there to be like, is he okay? Is he home? Like, how is his hand? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't see him. He's sleeping. Like, I'm not sure. I'll tell you as soon as he's up. Right. So yeah, so we ended up having the boys for Christmas. And so it was nice to have them. Both of them had an American Christmas last year for the first time. And I guess I learned that for them in Russia anyways, they don't have a big Christmas. They do New Year's. So the New Year is a big thing for them. So, we touted them around with us to everything. And because it's not a big deal, Max forgot what day was Christmas. So he like made arrangements to go skate at the arena and to do all this other stuff, totally not even realizing, like I had told him, this is what we're doing. Cause we do a lot for Christmas. We go Boxing Day. We went to my grandmother's retirement home in the morning. And then in the evening, we went to my best friend's dad's place. So like our family, they're kind of like our family. And then on Christmas Day, we host. So we have brunch and then we have dinner. And then usually on Boxing Day, I go to my mom's. That was the big storm, the big ice storm.
Yeah.
It also turned out, because they don't celebrate, the agent had booked Egor to fly back home on Christmas Day from Toronto.
Oh.
So Christmas Eve, we're out in Strathroy, and Egor says, which is better, if I fly Christmas Day or Boxing Day? And I was like, well, there's supposed to be a storm on Boxing Day, but I can't drive you on Christmas Day. We're hosting. And so he's like, I'll change it. So he changed it to, and then he asked me 9 a.m. on Boxing Day or 2 p.m. And I was like, well, there's no way I can do 9 a.m. I was like, to get you to Toronto in time, like that's a lot. So he's like, I changed it to 2. So he did. So I drove him through the ice storm.
Courtney.
I drove at the first on stop. I had to stop to scrape my window because the ice was building up on my window. So scrape my window, got back on the highway. We're driving. I have the heat so hot. The poor kid's in the back seat. It's knocking him out. Like he's going to sleep because the car had to be so hot to keep the ice from forming on the windshield.
Oh my God.
I pulled off at Cambridge to snap my windshield wipers because my windshield was fine, but my wipers were starting to freeze up.
Courtney.
So then you hit Mississauga and the snow hits. No freezing rain. It's crazy snow. So I get him to the airport. It actually took me 2.5 hours from London, which is great in that.
So the roads were fine.
The roads were fine. They were slushy.
Yeah.
Slushy.
Wow.
So once I got to Toronto, dropped him off, went to Tim Hortons to get a drink, use their bathroom before I started back home. The drive home was the part that was terrible. So I'm driving down the highway and a car, so just about at Woodstock. So up until that point, we were going like maybe 60, 70 kilometers an hour. Like that was it. But the windshield wipers were working fine. It wasn't freezing rain anymore. It was raining sort of, but not freezing rain. Then we hit snow, wet snow, hit Woodstock. It's like they forgot to plow. The roads was like this much so I'm showing if you're listening to us. It was probably like 6 inches of slush, freezing slush on the 401. And so I'm in the middle lane because I'm like, either side heavy. Either side is terrible. So the car in front of me on the inside lane loses control, hits the median.
Oh my God.
Takes out the car in front of me in the middle lane. That pushes that car off the road. The car that hit the median is now on the side of the road. The guy behind me in the lane just on the inside of me starts hitting the same slushy thing and is going all out and spins out. So I'm still driving down the road. So I'm driving. The cars in front of me are off the road now. The car behind me is now off the road. I'm doing my whole breathe in through my nose.
Yeah.
Out. I'm like in my head going in, out. And I'm doing that until I start shaking. So then I'm like, hey, Siri, call Ryan Hearn. I'm like, call my husband. He gets on the phone and I lose it. I'm like,
now you're by yourself in the car? Okay. Like kind of good because your kids don't need to see that.
No. So I'm by myself in the car. I've tried to calm down. I'm still driving down the road because I can't, like, there's no way I can pull off with the weather. So I'm just like white knuckles going 60, keeping up with traffic. I am bawling my eyes out, basically having just seen my life flash before my eyes.
Oh my God.
Thanking anybody and anyone listening to me for keeping me safe. Like I'm literally talking out in my car. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking care of me. Thank you for keeping me safe. I'm like on the phone talking to my husband going like, oh, maybe this just happened. And he's trying to calm me down. So I like, and I'm one of those people that like it snaps. I'm like, I got to pull it together. So I'm like, all right, I'll be fine. I'll see you when I get home. And it took me an hour and 15 minutes to get from that point just after Woodstock to my house, which is normally a half-hour drive. So yeah, I was like.
All right, so then should we share like our crazy winter crashes? Because like who in Canada hasn't had a crazy winter experience of some sort?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to hear my crazy one?
Yes, yours.
All right, here we go.
Because welcome to Canadian winter.
Right? So, okay, picture it.
Okay.
1980, would it be 89 maybe? Yeah, maybe 89. Okay, so that doesn't matter. I don't know why. I made a big deal about the date. Okay, so going to high school. So I went to a high school that was outside of the city limit. So it was like south of our highway. And so you're going on to like, not like dirt roads, but it's out. And so Troy was driving. He had a CRX. Do you remember those cars? A Honda CRX. This little 2-seater, cute little car. It was red, by the way. So we're driving along, and someone pulls out in front of him. So we're going to school. It's just after Christmas break. A car pulls out in front of him and starts to like fishtail. Okay. So Troy just manages to get under control, trying to brake and not hit this guy. And he just went, and I don't think he even got close out. And a transport truck, it slid, so its back end came into our lane, went over the front of the car, flipped us up, and
oh my gosh, no.
Spun us off the road. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And like, talk about thank you, whoever was looking at that day. It came inches, because Troy's a tall guy. Came inches from his leg being crushed.
Oh my gosh.
All I had was a red spot from the seatbelt. Mm-hmm. That was it. We both walked out of there.
Oh my gosh.
The car was totaled.
Yeah.
It no longer was, but we walked away from that.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah. It's honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to get into religion, but anyways. So ever since
we'll get banned again.
I know, it's why I'm not getting into it. I'm not. But yes, I talk to whoever's listening to me, whatever.
Yeah.
In those situations. Like, do you remember the snowstorm? I'm going to say Kian was maybe 15. So that would have been, 6 years ago? The big heavy snowstorm was late November, early December. I can't remember. But we got like 2 or 3 feet of snow in an evening. And it I don't remember, did we call it snowmageddon? Anyways, I was driving to Toronto. So I have some kind of a weird thing with the storms. So it snowed so much there was at least 2 feet of snow on the road while we were driving. So when we left London, no, they were forecasting it.
Right.
But I thought we could get to Toronto before it hit.
Yeah.
But as soon as we hit the 401, it started. And it came down so thick and heavy by Kitchener. Like I had to pee so bad that Kian and I got off the 401, but I didn't want to get off because it was so, you had those ruts in the road.
So you just stay within the ruts, you're fine. Yeah.
Right. So we got off and oh my gosh, it took us 6 hours to get to Toronto. And once you're in it, what are you going to do? Turn around? Like it would have been the same to get home. So I was like, and we had a flight out the next morning to take him to, he used to dance at this Monsters dance convention in the States. And so we had to fly to Chicago the next day. And we were going to Toronto to see a band. And I can't remember the name of the band. It was like a boy band, but they dance and his favorite choreographer choreographed for them. So that was the whole point. We were going to see this. He got to meet a bunch of people there and oh my God, but it was crazy. We stayed in a hotel. We found our way through the snow to this. Oh my gosh, it was insane. And when we got to the States, it was nothing, but it hit like Toronto, London, just crazy snow. Yeah. And then when we came home, it was fine, but it was insane snow. 6 hours it took me to get to Toronto.
Well, that's the thing is that the snow is one thing. Ice, you can't get around ice. No, at least there's some grip to snow. When there's a skating rink out there like that, you should have been freaking out on your drive home.
I was actually I have a Honda Pilot. I have to say, Honda Pilot in snow mode, best feature they have. Like I've driven, and I was telling Egor this. I was like, I can drive in snow. I learned to drive in snow at 16. Like our winters were crazy back when we were kids. And so I learned to drive in the snow. My husband, I was dating him at 16. I used to drive in a little Chevette. Do you remember Chevettes? Yeah. I used to drive this little Chevette half hour north of the city into the snow country to see Ryan because he lived on a farm. No thoughts at all. Didn't even occur to me that wasn't normal to just hop in my little Chevette with no snow tires. Snow tires, what were those? Driving out there, no big deal. So snow does not bother me at all. The ice, and I wasn't that big a deal going to Toronto. Didn't think anything of it coming home. That was probably the scariest thing I've ever seen.
When you start to see people lose control, that gets scary.
It's scary, and I felt my car. Like there was 2 times when I was driving that I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't have control. This car is going where it's going. Yeah, I have to say, Young Drivers of Canada, thank you for teaching me how to get out of snow conditions. Like
you're giving a lot of shout outs today.
Yeah, like no, I took Young Drivers. I can hear my instructor in my head, and I took that. Like I'm almost 51, and I took that training at 16, and I can hear my Young Drivers instructor telling me how to turn into the thing and off the gas. Like I can throw the car in neutral. Like I can hear all of those things, and it's so funny.
I still pump the brakes, even though there's anti-lock brakes now.
I turn anti-lock brakes off so I have control because I cannot stand hitting your brakes and having the car take control and and once it starts, you can't get out of it. So that's one of the features I like of my Honda. I can turn it off so that I can control it. And I do the same thing. I pump my brakes. Yeah. It's crazy. Like just the things you learn at 16 that you remember for the rest of your life.
So I would have been about 19, 20 years old. And I lived in this apartment on Wonderland Road. Yeah. And a friend of mine, Karen, good friend from high school, still chat. We were coming back from the bars or something like that. And it was one of those nights where it was just a skating rink in the parking lot. Yeah. And pulled into the parking lot and it just kept sliding. Oh. And we ended up leaving the car wherever it stopped sliding. Because we're like, what's the point of trying to park? So it was like on an angle in the middle of lanes. Thank God there was no cars around. Because we didn't want to go any closer to the cars. Yeah. But then we had to get from the car to the apartment building. So we're crawling on the ground. Yeah, that was freaky.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't. It's just the funny things that you don't think of. Like when you're a kid, doesn't occur to you that that's a problem. Like, I have to say, like, Neve, as soon as the snow started the week before Christmas,
Yeah.
she hasn't driven her car since. She learned to drive in the summer. Like, she hasn't driven. She drove. Okay, so she was driving right before exam. It was the day before an exam or something. She had to go to something for school, and she drove in that first crazy snow we got. And she was turning close to King's, and the car spun around. So she was facing the opposite direction. And she was like, didn't know what to do. Yeah. So she just drove it, turned it back around, and kept going, and then called me panicking. I think it was at the studio, actually. I think I was finishing, and I was like, okay, do I have to come get, like, what is going on? Where am I going? She was like, no, I'm home now. But she's like, that was so scary. She hasn't driven since.
This is the thing. Have we taken away some of the education that we received on survival?
Yeah.
Right? Like, even if you just talk about the type of cars that our kids are driving versus what we drove.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
did you have, like, my best friend drove a car that shook when it went too fast.
To a certain speed? Yes. Yes, I had one of those.
Yeah. I think, oh, shoot. I almost had it in on the tip of my tongue, the name of it. Was it I think it was a Chevy. Celebrity. Wait, it was a Celebrity.
Okay.
I think it was called Celebrity.
I had a Dodge Lancer.
Okay. Yeah.
We called it the Golden Chariot because it was a gold color. Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. No, I had a yellow Chevette.
One of my friends, she had to use a screwdriver to start the car. They didn't have keys.
I want to say Stacy had something like that. I know that her dad would take you. Remember in a caravan where the seats came out? Yes. They didn't have fold into the floors. So her dad would take the seats out and put them in the garage. So we would sit on collapsible garden chairs in the back seat. Yeah. So when she's driving and turning, the chair goes.
Have we not? I don't know if we've talked about this.
I don't remember.
But, okay. So my father had his own business. Yeah. And so my mom had a Peugeot, which was I think it's a German car. Anyways, loved it. It was this little car. Yeah. And so it wasn't big enough for the family of, what were we, 6? 4 kids, 2 parents. Yeah, 6. So we had family that lived 2 hours away from us in Windsor. Yeah. And so when we go to visit them, we do the same thing. He had like those, it's not a cube van, but like a van.
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, like an industrial van.
Right, but it was like used for the deliveries for the business. But there was no seats ever in it. Like it was an unfinished. Yeah. And he would, the folding chairs, lawn chairs were put inside, bungee corded down. Yeah. Whoever the baby was in a playpen bungee corded down. Yeah. And then we all would fight over the death seat. To sit on top of the cooler in between the 2 seats in the front.
In the front seats. Yes. Yeah, that was totally thing.
Mm-hmm. The cooler that was filled with beer, glass beer. Mm-hmm. No cans back then.
No. Was it a stubby can or stubby bottles? Do you remember the stubbies?
Molson Golden. Yeah. Molson Golden, I think it was.
Yeah, the stubbies. I remember those. The lawn chairs, were they the ones with the plastic? Do you remember the lawn chairs with the plastic?
The mesh ones.
Okay. We had the plastic ones.
Yeah.
Those plastic things.
Yeah, that would leave a lovely mark on your body.
And they hurt. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those were the good old days. How did we survive the 80s?
Exactly.
How did we survive?
I've said it so many times. I want a T-shirt that says I survived.
Yeah. No,
the 70s and the 80s.
Survived the 70s
really.
And 80s. Yeah.
But back to my point is, are we doing our kids any favors? Like, okay,
keep not letting them learn survival.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like they're not having to change tires.
No.
They're not having to keep track of how much gas has been put in the car because the gas meter doesn't work.
Oh my God. That it never worked.
Right? They don't even have to roll down their window.
No.
They just push a button.
You push a button and it goes.
Or just their seat, they push a button. Some of these cars even have you tell it what seat is yours, and it automatically adjusts.
It does that to me when I get in the car. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm seat 1.
Right?
It you push the start, and it adjusts you.
And you don't have to know how to pump the brake, and you don't have to know how to get out of a skid, and you don't even have to know how to parallel park because
it does it for you.
Do I sound like an old lady?
I have to tell you, my kids do drive a 2009 Corolla. So
Okay.
it's at the verge. It does have electric windows.
Okay. I think it would cost more to not have them now. I think it's.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
I don't know
what,
if it's even an
if
option.
it has anything else. It might have cruise control, but I don't know if it works. The rest of it is manual. It's a manual car. Like, I mean, it's an automatic. Like, you put it in drive and it goes, but it doesn't have bells and whistles.
Okay.
So in that, Neve actually prefers to drive it without all the bells and whistles. But also it does not help you drive like our cars do. So
Right.
with the snow, she literally needs to learn how to do it, which I think Kian likes better. But
Right.
yeah, because that was my grandma's car.
Oh,
So
okay.
I joke that the car is almost as old as my daughter. And so I'm like, yeah, you're driving a car almost as old as you are. So, but it's in good condition. Like,
Right.
yeah. So it's a good old car.
Yeah, she's not starting it with a screwdriver or.
No, I think our friend might need to go outside. So,
Oh.
But I think we are almost at the end of our lovely reminiscing over the 80s and our Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
Family Christmas. Hopefully everybody's Christmas was good and that you have lots of tales to tell.
We'd love to hear them.
We'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
How was your holidays and how are things with your family?
And maybe even how do you manage the chaos?
Yeah. What do you do to make things easier on yourself over
Or
the
do you?
holidays? Or do you?
Or do you wait until afterwards and then cry in the bathroom?
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today. I guess. Thank you for being part of our community.
I was going to say it if you didn't. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.